Every smoker is afraid of the nicotine withdrawal symptoms, but do you really have to worry about that? The answer may surprise you. My name is Nasia Davos, I'm an ex-smoker, psychologist, and I help people break habits and addictions that I've overcome myself. And in this video, you will learn why nicotine withdrawal is actually a good thing. I know this may sound odd and controversial, but all I ask is for you to listen with an open mind. Because when you're terrified of the withdrawal, this prevents you from actually quitting smoking or vaping. And when you're having a bad experience of the withdrawal, this can make you relapse, and maybe you've already been there. But understanding what is withdrawal and why it's good for you, this can help you go through it easily, and yes, even embrace it and even enjoy it. So keep watching to find out 6 reasons why withdrawal is actually good for you and why you don't have to suffer. So the first thing you need to know about nicotine withdrawal is that there are 2 types. The first type is psychological withdrawal symptoms. These are symptoms like anxiety, irritability, lack of focus, low mood. These are symptoms that you experience in your body, but they come from your mental addiction. Your mental addiction is how much you believe you enjoy or need smoking and how ingrained it is in your life. So if you quit smoking without overcoming the mental addiction, what happens is that you feel deprived. And when you feel deprived, you experience those symptoms like anxiety or lack of focus or fatigue. The mental addiction is an invisible chain that causes real pain. So we have to get over that and overcome that. Now, the second type of withdrawal symptoms are physical. These are the symptoms that happen when nicotine and toxins are literally withdrawing from your body. Physical withdrawal starts 45 minutes after smoking a cigarette. So as a smoker, as a vapor, you always have withdrawal. But when you quit nicotine, your withdrawal intensifies and ends. For example, you may experience symptoms like cough or constipation or mouth ulcers or tingling in your hands and your feet. Of course, you're not going to experience everything, and you will see why. So let's see why the physical withdrawal is good for you and why you have more power and why you have more control than you may think. First thing, withdrawal is detox. Nicotine withdrawal is not any worse than a common cold. For example, think about it. When you have the flu, you have symptoms like fever. Fever is a symptom you're fighting off the flu. When you have nicotine withdrawal, your nicotine withdrawal symptoms are signs your body is withdrawing and detoxing from nicotine and other toxins. So it's just detox. Even if you do a nutritional detox, your body will go through changes. The same way when you do a nicotine detox, your body changes, and that's good. The second reason is that withdrawal is temporary. Yes, when we quit smoking and we experience the withdrawal, we start telling ourselves that it's never going to end and I cannot take this forever. We have this narrative. But the truth is that withdrawal is short-lived. It lasts a couple of days or a few weeks depending on the symptom, and it will end as long as you remain nicotine-free. If you're taking nicotine substitutes, if you're taking a puff to take the edge off, all those things, they actually prolong your withdrawal. But when you stop all nicotine, the symptoms will end. The third reason is that withdrawal is not harmful, it's helpful. It's good for you. It is not your punishment for quitting smoking, it's a gift. What do I mean by that? For example, if you're experiencing cough or chest pain, this is a sign that your lungs are clearing out mucus, are expelling toxins, so you want that. If you experience tingling in your hands and your feet, this is a sign that more oxygen is flowing through your body. Physical cravings is a sign that less nicotine is in your body, and physical cravings go away completely 3 to 5 days after you stop nicotine. And if you've quit smoking, you're not deprived, and you experience depression, which is rare, what happens there is that your brain is healing. Your brain starts regulating dopamine naturally so that your emotions will not be controlled by nicotine anymore and so that you can feel rewarded without nicotine. Research shows that quitting smoking decreases depression, decreases anxiety, and increases happiness, but only if you overcome the mental addiction and go through the adjustment period. Number 4, the physical withdrawal is silent when you mentally detach from smoking. In 1971, after the Vietnam War, 20% of US soldiers were addicted to heroin, and the US government created the Special Action Office of Drug Abuse Prevention to track those soldiers and help them. And what they found is that only 5% of soldiers relapsed within a year after coming back, and in total, 12% relapsed within 3 years. What does this mean? Is that almost 90% of heroin addicts quit basically overnight. No withdrawals, none of those things. Why? Because they went home, so their reasons for using were gone. They saw no value in using heroin anymore. They changed their context, their frame of mind, their internal, their mental environment. When you change your relationship with a drug, what it means to you, what you believe it offers you, you can let it go. And when it comes to quitting smoking, that's exactly what the 4 stages of the CBQ method do. They engineer that mental freedom. They're designed to get you to stop seeing smoking or vaping as something that adds value to your life, so you don't want to do it anymore, and you don't do it on autopilot either. Because going through these 4 stages removes the psychological and the habitual attachment to smoking. Because smoking is 90% a mental addiction and only 10% a physical one. Quitting smoking is a mental transformation. It is as big of a deal and as difficult as you make it to be. And when you change your internal environment, when you change your mental environment, it's not a big deal at all. It's easy to let go. Number 5, withdrawal is a sign of health, healing, and progress. Yes, the nicotine withdrawal is not the bad aftermath of quitting smoking. Every withdrawal symptom is a sign that a bodily function is healing. All symptoms are signs your body adjusts back to normal health. It's a sign you're doing things right. Every symptom you experience is a feedback loop. It's a conversation between you and your body. It's your body telling you, be patient with me, I'm healing. If you see that healing as trauma, you're going to have a painful experience. But if you're happy about quitting, so you're not mentally deprived, and you see your symptoms as freedom signs, you're going to have a good experience. So my invitation to you is to call your withdrawal symptoms freedom signs. Not reminders that I cannot smoke, but freedom signs. Because our words change our experience. That's how important our mental state is. And number 6, you can have a silent withdrawal. Yes, embrace the withdrawal, but this doesn't mean you have to suffer. Now, how do you do that? The CBQ method, and it took us years of research to understand the mechanics of this, has developed a system where you can have a silent withdrawal. Silent withdrawal is when your psychological withdrawal is non-existent. So symptoms like anxiety, lack of focus, irritability, those symptoms happen because we feel deprived. When you don't feel deprived in your mind, when you don't miss smoking or the ritual of it, you don't experience anxiety, irritation, or low mood. Instead, you feel happy and liberated and excited. So that's one part of the silent withdrawal. The other aspect of it is when the physical healing happens in the background without disrupting your life. Your body will heal. It will detox, but you can live your life normally. You don't have to plan for the withdrawal. You can go to work, you can go on vacation, you can have fun. You don't have to pause your life. And what we found in our research is that even those physical symptoms can be minimized or even avoided completely through nutrition. In the CBQ Quit Smoking program, the last 2 days of the program, I give my members specific guidelines to minimize the experience of this physical detox. For example, brain fog or food cravings, they happen when we eat things high in sugar. So here's what happens. Let's say we quit smoking and we feel deprived. What do? We go and eat sugar, a bag of M&Ms, a cookie, something to make us feel good. Those things have high sugar. So when you eat them, your blood sugar levels spike, then they crash, and it's that crash that gives us this brain fog and more cravings for sugar. So one thing we do is we have to keep our blood sugar levels steady. You don't have to suffer. There is a solution to everything, every symptom. And it's a widely known fact that it's the mental addiction, your relationship with smoking or vaping. This is the problem. This is what causes the pain. And it's the solution. What will give you the freedom? This is the difference that makes the difference. So if you want to quit smoking, but you're worried about the withdrawal because of past attempts, or maybe you're experiencing withdrawal right now, then you might be interested in attending my upcoming Quit Smoking Masterclass, because there I will show you how you can quit smoking and have a silent withdrawal. You will also discover what is the psychological addiction to smoking and how to break The mental, behavioral, and physical attachment to smoking with the CBQ method. If you're interested, go to cbqwebinar.com so you can see the date and time of the upcoming masterclass. My philosophy is that quitting smoking is about freedom and empowerment. I believe quitting smoking is not about pushing through. It's about changing your mental environment so you no longer desire smoking, so that you want to release it from your life. So if you think this is the right step for you, then I'd love to see you there. Until then, choose freedom.